Hey guys, welcome back. I'm DC Gunner, and today I'm gonna show you and review Zenith El Primero, the icon, the legend. The watch, just wanna give you a quick wrist shot so you can check it out. It's a gorgeous piece, and I think this is the proper Zenith El Primero to buy. Not that new Zenith Chronosport, the Daytona lookalike Zenith. I think this is the value proposition. So welcome back to another EDC Gunner video. I decided I'm gonna do my reviews shorter, so you can thank me 20 minutes later in the comments down below. But yeah, today we have a Zenith El Primero, the legendary El Primero, and I think honestly and truly that this is the El Primero to buy, not that new Daytona lookalike Chronosport. I have nothing against that watch. Actually, I like it a lot because they stick one to Rolex. However, I think this is the classic one. I have a poster of this one, and it's just iconic. It's an icon, and every watch that is truly an icon is an icon for a reason. And this was the first automatic chronograph point. Before this one, they were manual wound chronographs. And speaking of manual wound chronographs, one of the main competitors of this watch and this price point on the used market, they're pretty much the same, but this one retails a bit more than Omega Moonwatch. But the Moonwatch is definitely a competitor to this El Primero. It retails around 7K. And but you can buy them used or on great dealers like Joma shops for under 5, and I think that's a great buy. You get a lot of watch for your money, and this watch has a place in a collection full of Pateks, a collection full of, well, I'm not even gonna say full of Rolexes because it's embarrassing, especially with the collectors nowadays. Rolex this and that one, different color, that and that. But if you truly appreciate horology and you truly appreciate craftsmanship and the history of horology, you're gonna wear and own this watch. And this is the kind of profile of the Zenith El Primero wearer. And I gotta say, this is a loaner, but I need to get me one of these. And this is just a beautiful blue-toned sunray patterned with the 3 registers, tachymeter scale, rhodium plated hands, and index hours. This index hour markers. It's just a gorgeous piece, and it feels like a luxury watch. I look at watches like art. And the aim of the art is to provoke some sort of feelings, whether it's good or bad. And I look at watches like objects of art, like pieces of art. And this watch provoked all sorts of fuzzy, warm feelings around my heart. And I had a major purchase recently, but if it wasn't for that, I would be all over this for this one to buy it. But I can definitely see it in the future, sometimes in my collection. But I always wanted this one. I had the opportunity to buy some other El Primero movement Zeniths, but I like this one. I think this one is the icon. There are different color variations, but I like this one. This is the blue, a sunburst blue dial. And outside it kind of looks like this, like a pale blue, but in the evening it looks black, almost black, and it's all sorts of colors. And you may say it's 2-quarter dial and everything, but I love it. If you like chronographs, I think this is the chronograph to have, especially if you don't care about manual winding capabilities and doing all that sort of stuff. I think I often compare, and people ask me to often compare Moonwatch, Breitling Navitimer, and this one, and I always say go where your heart tells you to go, because those are all fantastic watches, but if I would have to pick unbiased, just straight facts, nothing else, I think this is the best of the bunch. And just take a look at this finish execution. It just feels like a luxury watch that is capable of doing tool stuff, measuring stuff and whatnot, but it is luxury watch, and you get that feeling wearing. You get that tool look, and Navitimer has a story of its own, but this one is truly a luxury watch, and it's under 10k, and what more can you ask for it? So let me just briefly go over the watch. This is, I will put you the reference in the title or in the description box. It's a lot of numbers, but it's a 42mm case, 21mm at the lugs, and 13 millimeters in the thickness, and a band, I said bandwidth, yeah, and it's 13mm in the thickness, including this beautiful sapphire crystal, which is edged a little bit, so it's very nice. And of course, lug to lug is 50mm, so very great watch, wears nicely on the wrist. Check this out. Beautiful, beautiful. I will put you some B-rolls, but this is just things. If you're a true watch enthusiast, you dream about watch like this. And if you are just a newbie with money, you dream about the new Submariner. I don't diss Submariner. I love it, Submariner. It's my favorite dive watch, but this is just my critique at the current state of affairs in the watch industry. I'm on the watch collectors, so there are lots of gems out there that are people are not just buying; they just want the latest and greatest Rolex. So it's a shame. And speaking of strap, let me just briefly call it the strap. I told you it's 18 millimeter. No, it's 18 at the bottom and 21 at the top, so it kind of tapers down to 18. Leather alligator strap. It has a rubber coating below there, and the clasp as a triple folding clasp, very nicely done, and I like it. It looks like it's not a deployment buckle, but it is, and very nice combination of satin and polish. High polish, and of course there's the star. This is the star, and this is why so many people are buying this watch. And I do like movements. I'm a movement guy. I do like movements, and this one is a pretty sight to look at. This is a Zenith 400 caliber 400B. It's an automatic chronograph, first of its kind. If it wasn't for El Primero, there would be no automatic chronograph. So this is the first automatic chronograph, mechanical automatic chronograph in the world. So that's gotta count for something. Of course, there's a case of Seiko, but I truly consider this one to be the first one. And it's a 50-hour power reserve. It's just a great watch, and it's also water resistant to 100 meters. Even though I would strongly advise to take care of this watch and keep it away from water. Keep this watch away from water. It will serve you well, and it will look nice on your wrist, and you're gonna have icon in your collection, and it's just a gorgeous one. 42 is I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I feel that on the wrist this watch would look better at 38, and I have a 7.5 inches wrist, and it goes nice, but I think 38 would be even bit nicer. But it's all about the taste, and doesn't matter. That's just my personal preference. Some of you like bigger watches, some of you like smaller watches, but no matter which one you choose, it's absolutely beautiful. And the lugs here are brushed, and the bezel is high polished and gives a nice contrast, and not to mention the dial. It's just amazing. I love everything about this watch. There is no flaws. There's nothing I could say that I don't like about this watch, except, well, I even like the price because it's not that expensive. You're not gonna break the bank, and you get a lot of horology for your money. And I know people are buying Oyster Perpetuals with the silly colored dials, and most of those people probably haven't heard about this one. So that's it. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and see you in the next one.